Alright guys, we have got another cool knife to show you. This one is coming to us from Reate Knives, David Deng. This is the K3. Now there's not a lot of these out right now. There are just a couple people that have them, and we were fortunate enough to get one from David himself and have him ship it out to us. But this knife is a pretty cool and radical design, and like we've expected and come to expect from Reate Knives, the fit and finish on this thing is absolutely amazing and flawless. I mean, the design on this is absolutely beautiful. I mean, this knife, the action is flawless. I mean, buttery smooth, flies out, solid lockup. I don't know if you can see that, but you get a nice solid lockup. It would help if I was on the right side of the camera. Nice solid lockup, no lock stick, and it just drops. I mean, when we got this thing, we had seen it at Blade Show, and we're excited to be able to get one in our hands that we owned and play with it. And I mean, the fit and finish on this thing is absolutely flawless. If you look at these carbon fiber inlays, I mean, they sit just below the surface, which gives it this three-dimensional effect because, well, it's three-dimensional. But the feel and feel in the hand is just, I mean, flawless. If you look at the tolerances around the inlay, I mean, they're all exactly the same. Down to the pivot where you've got like this step pattern where it steps down. The back spacer, the tolerances are so tight you would almost think that this was an integral knife, just by how tight everything is with no gaps. And I mean, this back spacer is just super cool as far as we're concerned. You have kind of this square raised pattern that's been milled into it, which is super cool. And then you flip it over to the other side, and you've got this little inset which kind of mirrors the pattern on the other side, but without the inlay, so just the titanium scale there. And then of course you've got your pocket clip with the Todd Begg inspired ball here, the ceramic ball, which absolutely, I mean, is amazing for getting in and out of the pocket. The way it just slides in and out, I mean, it's amazing to use. And of course, our centering is just dead on. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. The blade, I mean, the blade is amazing. You're looking at a blade steel 204P, so super premium steel. A nice satin finish on it. And I don't know if you can tell, but in this cutout here, you've got almost like an orange peel kind of bead blasted in this inset here. But the rest of the knife has got this just beautiful, almost looks like a hand finished satin on all these different angles. You've got this flat at the top. You've got this double compound grind here. I mean, it's just amazing. The compound grind on this with all these angles, I mean, there's a lot of work and thought that went into this to get this kind of a design. I mean, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different angles on this knife. And if you look at it from the top, you can see it's a fairly robust knife. So all the way down to the tip, you're not going to have any problem with breakage on this Tanto. You can see the steel here, the CTS 204P. And I mean, this thing is just buttery smooth in the hand. You got that ceramic detent running on the ceramic bearings. I mean, it's amazing. You're looking at a 3.8 inch blade, which, you know, we like to have a blade that is generally, I mean, my preferred size is going to be between 3.5 and 3.8 inches probably is going to be my preferred. And this just kind of comes in the hand. I mean, it just feels really good, really solid. A light bit of jimping up here, but not enough to where it's going to actually be aggressive and tear your thumb up, but just to give you enough. And I mean, you can kind of choke up here. You've also got this little finger choil here, which is actually pretty usable, so that you can really choke up on this thing and get in there and do some cutting if you want to. And I mean, this blade is not just a pretty blade. That's one of the things with Reate, is they give you these blades that you can use. I mean, they're built sturdy. I mean, this is 2 solid slabs of titanium. You can't see inside, but there's no relief milling on this backside here where the carbon fiber inlay is, but that carbon fiber inlay does take out some of that titanium, so it lightens it up. And then you've got some milling in on this other side that kind of lightens it up a little bit here. So you end up with a knife that comes in at about 5.8 ounces, I believe. And I mean, that's not bad when you think about the size of the blade, the thickness of the blade, the thickness of the titanium backspacer. I mean, a milled pocket clip out of titanium. It's really not that heavy when you consider how much metal you're getting in this knife. I mean, this thing is just drop shut, and you know, it just opens with authority, locks right into place, no lock stick whatsoever, just pops over and closes. Now they do have another version of this which has a mogutai insert here, which is, I mean, absolutely beautiful. Of course, you're going to pay even a little bit more of a premium for that. Mogutai is not cheap by any means, but I mean, that's an absolutely beautiful knife as well. The finish on this knife is kind of a satiny bead blast. It's kind of hard to tell, but it very smooth surface, so you're not going to have a lot of texturing to it, which, I mean, I guess over time you can see we've already got a little bit of spot right there, but it kind of rubs out pretty easy. But you know, we like to use our knives, so we don't mind getting some scratches and love on them. So yeah, I mean, this is, if you guys can find these, I would highly recommend picking one up and playing with it, adding it to your daily carry, whatever you use your knives for. These will become more readily available, I believe, in the fall. After talking to David, it seems like that's when they're going to kind of get some more of these into dealers' hands. And we're hoping to get some as well. But super fortunate. Big thank you to David for getting this knife to us, and we're loving it and enjoying it. And yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. Do you like it? Let us know. All right, guys, have a good night. We'll talk to you later.